It was one of those nights where I was finally alone in the house. My parents had gone out for dinner, and my siblings were at their friends' houses. I was left with nothing but the quiet and a chance to unwind. I was enjoying the stillness, watching a movie in the living room when it happened, the sound that would haunt me for weeks. At first, it was barely noticeable, like a faint rustling sound coming from the kitchen. I thought maybe it was just the house settling or the wind outside, but then the sound repeated. It was a scratching noise, almost rhythmic. It made me pause, unsure of whether I should investigate or brush it off as nothing. I sat still for a moment, listening intently. The scratching continued, louder now. My heart rate increased as I slowly stood up, my thoughts racing. Could it be an animal outside? Or was it something else? I grabbed my phone, just in case I needed to call someone, though the idea of someone being in the house didn't seem likely, but something about the sound was unsettling. I tiptoed toward the kitchen, trying to stay as quiet as possible, but the sound stopped as soon as I reached the doorway. I stood there, straining to hear anything else, but the silence returned. I took a deep breath, trying to shake off the unease that had begun to creep up my spine. It's just the house, I muttered to myself, trying to convince myself it was nothing. But just as I turned to go back to the living room, I heard it again. This time, it wasn't from the kitchen. It was from behind me, coming from the hallway. A whisper. It was soft, barely audible, but it was there. Hello? I froze. My breath caught in my throat. The whisper sounded like it came from someone right behind me. I turned slowly, but there was no one there. The hallway was empty. My pulse was racing now, and every instinct told me to get out of the house, but my feet were glued to the floor. I moved slowly toward the hallway, glancing nervously over my shoulder. The house felt different now, like it was holding its breath, waiting. I reached the end of the hallway and checked every room, but everything was in place. There was no one. Still, the feeling of being watched lingered, and I couldn't shake the sense that something wasn't right. I went back to the living room and tried to calm down, telling myself it was just my mind playing tricks. But as I sat down on the couch, the whisper came again, clearer this time. Come out, I know you're there. My heart nearly stopped. I grabbed the nearest object I could find, a lamp, and held it like a shield. My mind raced. Was someone in the house? The voice came again, this time louder. I can see you. I bolted up and ran to the front door, but the handle wouldn't turn. It was locked, but it felt like something was blocking it. My breath was shallow now, and I could hear footsteps behind me. I turned quickly, but no one was there. I didn't know what to do. My phone was still in my hand, but I couldn't bring myself to call anyone. I didn't want to sound crazy. The whispers, the sounds, it all felt so surreal.